try to use the physical copy of my beat. Let's get it. Gotta get stuff set up on this side. Okay. Everything is copacetic. So like your family, we're to start in a few minutes. But I was looking for something, but I said I can't find it. Wait, is that it right there? Okay. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom to Shalom to the saints. Shalom to the children of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the one true power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Yahweh is the most high God, and Yahushai is to the world, even he calls Jesus the Christ. The Rakakwadash is the Holy Spirit in Paleo Hebrew. And double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well through the Spirit. Lord willing that they can continue to endure and be sincere. A mighty shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered four corners of the earth, teaching his word and believing his word. Lord willing that he can continue to put in a spirit to endure and to be sincere. Shalom to the Akwat Yam that are believers of the faith and the truth. Lord willing that you can continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. And Lord willing the most to have the brothers and sisters that is not in the faith, right? This is going to be like an open forum, but I wanted to get into a few things. You see the title, you know, he's coming back, so you better get yourself right. You know, you don't want to be one of those ones that try to get yourself right at the last minute, right? I'm trying to find where we at. Should be right here. Before I start, I want to make sure the sound is clear. I don't see why it's not popping up. See, nobody on just yet, so I can't really ask somebody, can they see if the sound is the sound clear? Yep, the sound is clear. Yep, the sound is clear. So the first verse I'm gonna bring out is Baruch chapter 5, verse 5. So again, Lord willing, this video is edifying to the sheep, regardless if they hear or forbid, right? Right? And Lord willing, I can bring out, we're not in this to win souls. We're in here to work for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Going off of a statement that a lady made at the last camp last Saturday, how many souls are you winning? Brothers is not keeping count. Let alone a lot of us, if we was keeping count, a lot of us would be boastful. Man, I got 25. I got 25 in the faith of the Lord. Man's going is of the Lord. If the Lord don't draw you to his son, let me bring that out first. If the Lord don't draw you to his son, right? This is St. John chapter 6 and verse 44. It reads, "No man could come to me except the Father which hath sent me draw him, and I will raise him up at the last days." Right? It's the Lord that draw you to the Son, and Yahweh Shai is the one that raised you up in the last days. Right? It's the Lord that increase your faith. It's not me. It's not him. It's not the brother down the street. It's not any brother that I labor with, or the apostles, the elders, or the mighty men of great millstone that is sincere and diligent. It's not them that, right? The Lord is the one that makes you grow in this thing, right? I think that's 1 Corinthians. Let me make sure. Paul quoted. Let me just get that real quick. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3. And I think I'm gonna start at 6. I'll start at verse 5. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 5. "Who then is Paul, and who is Apollos, but ministers by whom ye believed, even as the Lord Yahweh Shai gave to every man? I have planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the increase. So then neither is he that planteth anything, neither he that watereth, but God that giveth the increase. Now he that planteth and he that watereth are one, and every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor." Right? But it's really the Lord that makes it grow. What I'm doing, I'm just planting the seed. And it could be another brother that can water it. But it's the Lord that makes it grow. St. John said the Lord must increase and he must decrease. Right? The more we think. But it's all about exalting Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. People might hear you say Yahweh Hashem Yahushai a lot. You're exalting the name that eventually they'll grow in the confidence of saying the name. You do every lesson in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai that the sheep get to understand it. They could be reading a chapter and you're bringing certain things out in this chapter. Like, yo, I was just reading this chapter, that's through it. And you might edify him. You might give him a boast of energy, but it's really the Lord, right? Because it's the Lord that made you go in that topic or go in that chapter, right? Go to the point of what I was bringing out, which is Baruch chapter 5 and verse 5. It says, "Arise, O Jerusalem, and stand on high. Look about towards the east, and behold thy children gathered from the west." Right? Just to make a quick, quote or a quick statement, Salaki. The west is considered, over here, America, right? Because the majority of Israel is in America, right? Especially the 12 tribes being together under the same captivity together, which is America. Right? So again, It says, arise, O Jerusalem, and stand on high. Look about towards the east, and behold, thy children gather from the west unto the east by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in remembrance of God. Right? And this is, in whatever captivity we're in, we're supposed to grow into remember who we are. Part of the remember who you are is to the power. Let me see. Getting back into remembrance is to know who your power is. Right? What did I want? Let me see if I wanted this precept the brother brought out. Right? So again, when you went to Baruch 5 and 5, it says, again, the part where it says, look about towards the east, and behold, thy children gather from the west unto the east by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the remembrance of God. Right now in this time, we're coming to remembrance of who our power is. Because in the same time, like in the time of Jacob's trouble, we're going to see Yahushai and the heavenly angels coming on clouds. Not literal clouds, but chariots that move swiftly, right? Let me go over to Baruch. First, I'm going to go to the second chapter, starting at verse 30, where it says, let's start at 29, right? Because for us to be on the west, we had to be scattered. For us to be four corners of the earth, we had to be scattered. It says, if ye will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations. Well, I will scatter them, for I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves. And only the true believers, the elect, shall truly know and remember who they are, right? Because if we start to remember who we are, we start to change from the ways to get back to walking like Hebrew Israelites that believe in Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai is supposed to move, right? Verse 31, it says, and it shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, their power. For I will give them a heart and ears to hear, right? So he's going to give us a mind to hear. This mind is what we have now, where we're able to think on the Lord, right? You thinking on these lessons, you thinking on, you know what, I got to go read. You know what, yo, the men of the Lord, they teaching on this day. You start thinking upon the word being brought out. You start thinking upon the men of the Lord going to the highways and byways. You start thinking of prophecies. You start thinking of parables, right? But it says, basically, in the land of captivity, they shall remember who they are, and shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, their power. I will give them a heart and ears to hear, able to listen. And it says, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name. Even more, when you first get into truth, you start to find out, wait, is the Lord name really Jesus? Well, what is God's real name? Do we really call him God? Do we really call him Lord? Do we really call him Most High or Almighty? Right? Some people with a lower level would just think his name is Yahweh, or think his name is Lord or Jesus. Or you got some that's in this truth, like IUIC, that I just heard the other day, saying that we're disrespecting the Lord by calling him by his name and using Paleo-Hebrew, but you use Paleo-Hebrew to get your own name. I got to get a side precept just to show, because some of our forefathers, they taught in his name. Acts the 5th chapter, going to verse, I believe, 40. Yes, it's verse 40. Acts chapter 5, verse 40, straight to the point. It says, and to him they agreed, and when they had called and beaten them, they commanded that they should not speak in the name of Yahushai, and let them go. Now in this verse, if you're following along, you'll see that it says they should not speak in the name Jesus. Now we understand that J got created in 1524. When Yahushua was on that cross, it was written on Hebrew, Latin, and Greek. Now we know Yahushua is a Hebrew. He was taught Hebrew when he came out the womb. So his name was Hebrew. When Gabriel came, he gave him his name, which is Yahushua, which means he saves or he redeems, right? And you can find the name right on, especially when we go into the blue letter and you're actually looking through the Greek, but then they show you the proper name. When it goes to Hebrew, it says Yahushua. And it just lines up with Joshua, right? If you go to Matthew, the first chapter, let me show you. Salaki. Let me make sure I got this marked. Okay. Now I'm going to go to Matthew chapter 1 because I just want to prove all things, man. And let every man, let Yahweh be true and every man a liar. So we see Matthew 1:21, and she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahushua, for he shall save his people. Now, I'm in the blue letter. The one side is KJV, and the other side is the NLT. Now, you see the name Jesus right there. Lord willing, if it is backwards, you can go look it up for yourself. So you go to the interlinear, and I go to this name. Wait, let me just make sure so y'all can see, because I know some people, man, he just making it up. So at the top of the screen, it says the interlinear. Right there, the interlinear. You go up in there, you go all the way down where it says Jesus. Right? And you go to that G2424, which is saying Greek. You click that, and they give you the Greek pronunciation of his name right there. Right? But when you go down here where it says the root word, the Hebrew origin of the word, this is the Hebrew origin of the word right there. You see it right there on the screen. You click that, that's going to take you to Jeshua. Just to prove that I am not a liar. And it's, this is taking us where? To Jeshua, Yeshua. Right? And I'll play it just to, prove it.
Strong's H 3091. Yehoshua. Yehoshua. And second entry, Yehoshua. Yehoshua.
Now, most people say Yeshua, but it's saying Yeshua. But you got YEHOSUA, right? Yeshua, Yeshua. There's multiple ways that they use, but when you go down, because it is a strong definition. Where are we at? Right, when you look at the Strong's definition right here, down where my right here, this is the correct one how you say it. So if I go to where is it at? Salaki is in Numbers, I believe. I believe Numbers is in Numbers. Numbers, yep. Numbers 13 and 16. That's going to take us right to where it says Yeshua. And I'm going to show you Joshua and Yahushua have the same name. Numbers 13, and 16. These are the names of the men which Moses sent to spy out the land. Moses called Hosea, the son of Nun, Jeshua, which is Joshua, if we was, especially if you read in the NLT, but we say Joshua. Doing the same thing, going to the interlinear, just to make sure that y'all can see. And I'm going down to the name Jeshua. Hold on. I gotta make sure I know how I did it last time. Okay. So I'm going to the name Yeshua at the bottom that's highlighted, and I'm gonna click this right here. Right here. Globally, y'all can see that. And at the bottom is going to say, where it says type proper name. At the top is giving you Yeshua, but trying to put it in Hebrew, modern Hebrew. It's a warning for emergency. But when we go down at the bottom of my screen, it's giving me the actual proper name of Joshua or Yeshua. And when you actually go back into the alphabet, the modern Hebrew, right here, if you know how to do it, and you go for each symbol that's in it, you'll get the name Yahushai. Very plain, very simple. I did a lesson on it on YouTube, so you can go check that out. But again, that was just to back up Acts chapter 5 and verse 40. Was beating them and commanded that they should not speak in the name of Yahushai and let them go. So when we went back to, what was it, Baruch chapter 2, where it says that we would think upon his name, verse 32, they shall praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name. So now when you grow in this truth, which is to be edified, you're gonna be edified, built up in the name of the Lord, built up in the doctrine, the milk, the parables, the dark sayings, and the prophecies, right? Because the true believers are going to be confident of what they're taught because they believe. You're just getting back the remembrance of who you are, because Ecclesiastes 1 show you that the things before is you don't have remembrance of it, right? And this is why the Lord is so amazing. Let me go to Romans 15 and 4 that we always bring out. Brothers always bring this out. Because even in their time, when you go through the laws, the Psalms, the prophets, that was written for their learning, for the prophet, the disciples, so that they can teach that word. And for the ones that didn't believe or understood, all this writing that we're bringing forth in these scrolls, in these scriptures, was written for your learning so you can understand who Yahushua really is and what's to come. Now we're in this end time. We have the whole Bible, the old, the Apocrypha, and the new, the whole volume of the book, what was written for our learning so we can understand all the way from the time of Adam, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, all the way from the exile, Babylon, the Persian Medes, the Greeks, and the Romans, all the way to while we're in America, man. The Lord been working on the end game, man. Didn't Ezra say, Lord, when will be the end? The end is Esau's rulership, you know? So this is Romans chapter 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things time were written for our learning, that we through patience and comforts of the scriptures might have hope. You're having hope in Yahweh B'Hashem. If the Lord is coming, you need to use these scriptures to get in line, you know, because the Lord is coming from the east. And what he says is the one verse where we're gonna see him like a storm. Hold on. think this is the verse. Is it Luke? Luke chapter 12. Let's try Luke chapter 12. Let's see if it's Luke chapter 12. This is Luke. This is Luke chapter 12. Salaki. Luke chapter 12, 50. Yeah, this is Luke chapter 12, verse 54. Goes into like basically discerning the times, right? You can line up Matthew 16, verse 1 and 4, and Mark chapter 8, verse 11 and 13. So this is Luke chapter 54. It says, and he said also to the people, when ye see a cloud rise out of the west, straightway ye say, there cometh a shower. And when ye see the south wind blow, ye say, there will be heat. And it cometh to pass, ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the skies of the earth, but how is it that ye do not discern this time? Right? Because a lot of us couldn't discern the times, the signs of the times. Right? The Lord tells us in 2 Esdras 9 that we should measure out the times. That's not exactly what I really wanted, but that is a good point though. Right? I think I found it now, guys. Matthew 24:27. It says, for as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Right? You're going to be able to see the Lord coming, just like you'll be able to see a storm, man. You know, this is why, you know, you want to be doing a persistent search in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You know, we're studying to approve ourselves in the eyes of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You want to make your call and election sure, man. Right? Because the Lord is going to come like a thief in the night. So even if you see him and you wicked, you don't want that wicked reward that Yahushai is coming with, man. Right? Let me get that about measuring the times, man. Yeah, let's just get that. 2 Esdras chapter 9, in verse 1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Right? We have a chance to prepare ourselves for the coming of the Lord. Before he come, you should be getting your affairs in order, really getting yourself in order, your spirit, right, in order with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Matthew, what is it? Matthew 26. You know, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. You know, to get yourself in a line with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you have to get your spirit aligned up with that, with the Heavenly Father's plan in order to get saved, man. A lot of us think that this is a game, but it's not. The Pharisees wanted to sign what we read earlier in Matthew. Where was we at? No, yeah, what we read in Luke, what lines up with Matthew chapter 16. You know, we can discern the times, like we can discern the seasons. It's about to rain. No, it's about to snow. It's about to be a hurricane. But we can never have a discernment of the times. You don't want to be like that, because then it comes, if you don't know, if you don't have the discernment of the times, you should have a desire to be guided in the scriptures. Not only just for prophecies. Shoot, women should be guided on how to be a woman, right? How to be a mother, right? How is she a believer, right? You want to be guided throughout the scriptures, right? It doesn't matter if it's Romans 2. It doesn't matter if it's Romans 7. It doesn't matter if it's Galatians 2. It doesn't matter if it's Timothy, right? You want to be guided through this whole thing because Yahushua comes in a whole volume of the book. Let me get this preset. This is St. John, chapter 5, and verse 39. I'm going to read it in the NLT. It says, you search the scriptures because you think they give you eternal life, but the scriptures point to me. Everything points to the Lord. Like the lesson I did earlier about Yahushua being a perfect sacrifice, you know, that was the point back to what happened. What was we doing in the tabernacle? What were we doing in the temple, right? We was making sacrifices unto the Lord. When Abraham was sacrificing his son, it was all pointed to Yahushua, right? The priest, with the high priest is supposed to go into the most holiest place in the temple. That was an example of Yahushua going up to the Heavenly Father's tabernacle, right? Through the fourth dimension, right? Everything leads to Yahushua. When we talk about the resurrection, right? Yahushua is the first of the resurrection, and then it's the first fruits after that, the heirs of that, which is the elect men, starting with the 144,000. You know, we should be preparing ourselves. Like how niggas get prepared for a release of a video game, or I'm about to get ready, the football game coming at 4 o'clock. Just like how you prepare for a video game, prepare for a concert, you have to be prepared for the coming of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. Because Yahushua is not coming like a man, man. Right? Let me get that real quick, because I just brought it up. Isaiah 47 verse 3 in the KJV, it says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yeah, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Yahushua is not going to meet us as a man. And he's going to take vengeance on all these nations that put their hands on us. All the nations that clapped at the Israelites' downfall. Right? Let's go to that in Lamentations. Lamentations chapter 2. This is Lamentations chapter 2 and verse 15. It says, all that pass by, you know what, let me start at verse 13. It says, what thing shall I take to witness for thee? What thing shall I light to thee, O daughter of Jerusalem? What shall I equal to thee, that I may comfort thee, O virgin daughter of Zion? For thy breach is great like the sea. Who can heal thee? Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee, and they have not discovered thy iniquity, to turn away thy captivity, but have seen for thee false burdens and causes of banishment. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? Right? They basically scoffed and insulted the beautiful Jerusalem, man. But it's the people, man. Right? Because the people is what build, right? What ordered the place. The land can't build nothing or order the place. It was the men. It was the nation of Israel, right? And they're scoffing at us, man. But guess what? That's what we get. But the Lord is still recording that down, and they're gonna reap what they sow, right? Let's see if we got some cross reference for that. Yeah, let's show, because this is a cause and effect off of our action. Lamentations chapter 1 verse 8. Jerusalem have grievously sinned. Therefore she is removed. All that honored her despise her, because they have seen her nakedness. Yes, she sigheth and turneth backward. Right? It's the people that turn backwards, man. It's the people that have sinned. You know? That goes off of we was talking about this in this chat that I'm in on IG, where people was trying to understand you reap what you sow. When you go into the book of Susanna, when the two, judges was trying to have sex with her, and she said no, they try to bring her into court and try to lie and said she tried to have sex with a boy, but it was them. And the Lord raised up a prophet, which is Daniel, and Daniel talked to him one by one, and they both were saying two different things. And the same judgment that was going to happen to her, it happened to them, and they was put to death. That's the example of you reap what you sow. The Lord showed us in multiple verses that we would be removed from the land if we do the things that he tell us not to do. And that's an example of you reap what you sow. We sowed in wickedness. We sowed in things that the Lord don't accept, right? That's why these curses fell upon us. You know what? Because I keep talking about it. You always got to dabble back into them curses, man. This is Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Going into like the consequences of disobedience, right? Let's just get into, when it goes into the other nations. From 15 down, you can read that whole thing. I think it starts around the 40th verse. Yeah, let's go to 41. It says, "Thou shalt begot sons and daughter, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. All thy trees and fruit of thy land shall the locust consume. The strangers that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come very down." Now, using America as an example, you got all these nations and all these corner stores, gas stations, Chinese restaurants, this restaurant. You looking at that verse, all these nations are above you. Even if Esau's the top, all these other nations above you. They get tax write-offs. They get loans faster than you. The elites look at us. We're God's people. We're God's people as a chosen nation. They look at us different than the other nations. Even if the white man don't like Chinese or the African booty scratchers, they look at the children of the Bible, the children of the scriptures, which are the Israelites. They look at y'all different, And you got to know, they have all your history. They have all documents. If they didn't, why are they hiding dark-skinned brown images of the prophets, the apostles, and Yahushua and his mother down in their basement in the Vatican or in Russia? Why are they hiding them? Why in Britain they hiding these things? They know. People say, oh, man, you can't trust Google. Google is a search engine. That's not no man. Oh, they're searching this. Hey, let me look it up for them. No, it's an engine. Google is a search engine, and they program it to search all things of life. Anything you type, they'll search it. And sometimes you can search, they give you the wrong information. That's why you have to do a deep dive search on these websites that you're looking, and eventually you'll come across the actual truth. Plain and simple. But it's a search engine. They even program Google. If you say who Esau, and yeah, you'll go on Google and it might say Japheth. But you could go somewhere else and type in Esau and give you a picture of a whole Edomite, and say Caucasian. But when you go to the actual people, physical people, like I'm a person, you go to the top elites, they believe that they're Edomites, right? Let me just show something as a fact, right? Because they became the head. Let's go to YouTube real quick. I believe I got a video somewhere in my playlist, and we can see some Edomites actually saying who are the children of the Lord. Is this it?
Is the appearance of the ancient Hebrew Israelites. You need to know who the true Jews
Jews are.
What
no matter
race
how
is
much
these people?
scripture you all are presented with regarding who the Hebrews in the Bible were and who they are in the earth today.
See, I've been doing a lot of reading, and I'm starting to believe that God's chosen people are not the Jews,
I feel like now it's my responsibility, now that I know the truth, to get it out there.
A lot of people say, well, what's the purpose? Why do we need to know this? We need to know this because in the end days, you're going to be following one thing, and you're going to be led right into the fire.
This is from Psalm 83. They had taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation. Let us cut them off from being a nation. Let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Now I have to tell you this. If you have a new King James Version, it's going to take the word black out. It's going to take the word black out. You need to go into an older King James Version, and it will have the proper words in there.
I think that it's a shame what has happened. I think that the black race has been kept in the dark, depleted and robbed of their wealth. I think that they've been robbed of their integrity, their self-esteem. I think that was all by design. That was all by design. That was all by design.
These lies, you're going to get misled, and that's the purpose of this. It's not about color. It's not about this and that. It's about identity theft. Identity theft. People's identity was stolen.
And who they are in the earth today, which would be the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, the Native Americans, the Aborigines. A couple of other scriptures are Lamentations 5 and verse 10 and Job 30:30. Those also refer to the skin color of the Israelites as being black.
There's certain passages in the Bible that refer to God's children as being black. One in particular is a Song to Solomon, where it physically describes Solomon. And
It's all a show. All these leaders of all these countries are part of a 1% club, okay? And you're not part of it. So stop believing their lies and start listening to some of us here on the ground in the trenches that are doing the research. You're going to be following who you think are the real Jews in the leadership, and you're going to be led right into the fire. You're going to be led right into the meat grinder.
You still want to think that you're Israelites, and I hate to break it to you white people, but you are not. And yes, I'm white.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. She said, hey, white people, and then she said, hold on, I am white too. That's Judith 5. Judith 5 and 20, man. If she's the low bottom Edomite saying this, imagine the higher ups. I'm not pointing to heaven, but I'm just pointing to a level. The higher ups, they know too.
Be led right into the meat grinder.
You still want to think that you're Israelites, and I hate to break it to you white people, but you are not. And yes, I'm white. You are Edom. God was obviously telling the Israelites.
She said, you white people, and I am white, Edom. And you got some Jake saying Edom is the Muslims. This is a Edomite itself that's saying that I am a white person. Edom. Like, are you kidding me? And she's a lower level. The higher ups that got all your treasure, they're pushing all this knowledge or information out. You have to understand that they know who the children of the Lord is as a people. Because if they didn't know, how are they taking your name and saying that you're not the people? You get on YouTube saying that you a Jew and they're not. You start calling them out by saying the Juju beings, the Ish people. Your YouTube channel or your video would get blocked because the Ish they run YouTube. We just heard a whole Edomite just say that, man. I'm gonna go right here on this screen right here and show you the CEO, Larry Page. He's the CEO of YouTube. Just showing it right on the screen. If I zoom up or you zoom up, you can see YouTube right there where it says not at all or NA. Right next to it, it says Larry Page. The red represents the Ish people. Let me show you right at the bottom. The red represents the Ish people. And they control YouTube, man. At the end of the day, if this is a low-level Edomite, white person, whatever y'all think y'all want to say, but is an Edomite saying that the true people are the black Latinos and Hispanics. She even went by the chart because it makes sense. In America, the 12 tribes are 12 nations in the world. Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Cubans, African Americans, those are the children of Israel. Those are the true people of Yahweh Shem Shai. The true Jews, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, the African Americans, the Jamaicans, and the Haitians. Regardless if you don't accept it. Let's just finish that last part of that video because it is motivation to see other people of another nationality that they're saying that they're not Israelites, but they say, man, the real Israelites is the ones that's the real Jews, and the real Israelites is the ones that got their identity taken. So let's play that back from what that lady said.
Only who you think are the real Jews in leadership, and you're going to be led right into the fire. You're going to be led right into the meat grinder.
You still want to think that you're Israelites, and I hate to break it to you white people, but you are not. And yes, I'm white. You are Edom.
God was obviously telling the Israelites, hey, I'm going to put you back into slavery. Now, the only race of people that were brought over on ships and sold as bondmen and bondwomen, which are slaves, are the so-called African Americans.
The people in Israel right now are not Jews. They're Khazars. Your true Jews, or your true Yidden, are the so-called black person, or African American, as you like to call them sometimes. They're not African at all. They're Hebrews that were brought over here on ships, which the scriptures mention.
That's plain and simple, man. And just because they say that, just want y'all to know, Hebrew is the whole 12 tribes. A Jew is only Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. I'm looking at the comments. Some of them don't even know what the heck is going on. Yeah, I don't even know what. Some of them just said something weird. Yeah, they ain't really saying that. They're just saying the hidden ones are waking up again, right? But that's beautiful right there, man. People are really waking up and understanding to knowing that they're actually the people. All praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So that I showed y'all that, we can get back into the lesson, man. Back into understanding that these nations at our downfall, man. The Lord even told them, like, they laughed at our calamity, man. This is Ezekiel 25:6. It says, "For thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai power, because thou hast clapped thy hands and stamped with the feet, and rejoiced in heart with all despite against the land of Israel." This is what the nation's done. This is what the nation done, starting with Esau, man. Esau is the end of this world that you looking at. For you, Jake, the end of your world, especially for the elect, is this flesh. Sin, death, this flesh. That's your end. When we get that glorified body, we ain't never dying again. And that all dies with Esau falling from his position of rulership and becoming a slave. All kingdoms have slaves. Hold on. Let's go. Let's look up some facts on history or something, or kingdoms. Salaki. So, historically, slavery existed nearly in all kingdoms throughout the world. Now, the children of Israel are in slavery because they have sinned. That was the whole point why I went to Deuteronomy 28, that these nations, when you go to verse 15, if we don't keep the commandments of the faith of Yahweh Shem Shai, all these curses was going to come upon us. And part of that curses is nations are going to rule over us. Our land is going to be defiled. Soon as we really got pushed out of our land, first it was the northern kingdom, then it was the southern kingdom, our land got more defiled. Like the biggest LGB festival is in the land of Israel. You know, they saying that they're the people they supposed to be rebuking. Why none of them is on the highways and byways? Because they said that the Jacob's trouble, World War III already happened. So if that's the case, it should be no weapons. It should be no nukes in the earth. Where's the spiritual powers? Where the angels should be coming and going, and everybody should be able to see. Where's the strange salvation? I never seen that. But the small hats think that they are the people. So historically, all kingdoms had slaves. And people think that when the kingdom come of the Heavenly Father, there's no slavery. Servants are not in their natural position. Now, the lady brought out Limitations 5. Limitations 5. I'm going to bring out Limitations chapter 5, but I'm going to show you the servants, their role changed because of our downfall. Limitations chapter 5 and verse 8, it says, servants have ruled over us. There is none that doeth deliver us out of their hands. Right? Nobody can deliver us out because they don't have the power. The only way we're going to get delivered is by Yahushua. He saves or he delivers. Yahushua is going to redeem us, man. No man, no side from the hands of Esau. He rules the whole world. In the Greek captivity, the Rome captivity, they only ruled the known lands. This modern captivity is the worst out of all empires on the earth because he gets to rule 4 corners of the whole earth. You know? You a lifeboat on water. You can't, if you buy an airplane, you gotta have paperwork for that. You gotta go pay for a freaking horse, for animals. They control all of that, man. And it's a difference. Everybody is under Esau as a or servitude. But Israel, it shows in scriptures we are under servitude because we have sin. That what makes us different from everybody in slavery. We've been in 14 captivities because we turned our back against the Lord. No other nation is in slavery or persecution because they sin against the Lord. Let me get one more. I believe is Ecclesiastes. Is it 10 and 7? Yes. Ecclesiastes 10 and 7. I have seen princes walking as servants upon the earth. Right? And I'm going to show you an example because Theodore Roosevelt's statue got taken down. And I'm going to show you because we just read servants ride on horses and princes walk. Who is these princes that's walking? This been down. Hold on, I'm waiting for it to load. Salaki family. It's nothing I could do right here. What the heck just happened? Now this statue, what I'm about to read, it says, let me just show you the picture. Servants are riding on horses and princes walk. On my side, the left side is to represent Judah, the southern kingdom. The right-hand side is to represent the northern kingdom, and that's Gad right there. That's Gad, the natives, who everybody just celebrated Thanksgiving. You're celebrating the massacre and the death of these people. That's what Thanksgiving is all about, you know? They took that statue down, and the man riding the horse is Theodore Roosevelt. He the same man that wrote a quote and said, a deep understanding of the Bible is better than a college education, man. When you go look up, I think Stanford College, You can go look up standard, what is Stanford College about? Or college was supposed to teach a deep of religion, but over time it changed because the Bible was the most deep book on the earth, especially in the eyes of Esau too. But Theodore Roosevelt said that. When you look at the statue, it says the statue has long been controversial because composition that places one figure on horseback and the others walking along. And many of us find this depictions of Native Americans and African American figures and placement in the monument races. The statement reads, right? So that statue got taken down, probably just because of that statement. But through the spirit, that's supposed to represent Ecclesiastes 10, verse 7. Servants rise on horses, and the prince walk. Those princes are the children of Israel. We're supposed to be ruling. Ecclesiastes 10 and 7 again. I have set, read it again. It says, I have seen servants upon horses, princes walking as servants upon the earth. Right? And who is those servants on horses? Those are the nations starting with Esau. Right? And when you go, the homology of horse represents power. So literally Esau and other nations, they sit on power. And us walking is a symbol of poor, a low estate. When we went to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse, I believe was that 43. We went to 43. No, 44. It says, he shall lend to thee. No, verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Right? The children of Israel were supposed to be ruling. Solomon was the wealthiest, and he had gold and silver. When that woman from South Africa, what is it, Queen Bathsheba, when Queen Sheba or Queen Bathsheba, when she came to see Solomon, she came with 100 shekels of silver, I believe, and that's considered 46 million in gold she gave this man. Let's go to it. Yeah, Queen Sheba. I want to make sure when they get how much it was. Okay, so she brought 120 talents of gold. Oh my goodness. Now I'm getting a different number. So a value of 120 talents of gold in today's market, 120 talents that Queen Sheba gave to Solomon would be $345 million, 345,501,986. 954 US dollars. If it was in dollar percentage, Queen Sheba gave Solomon 120 talents of gold. In American dollars, that is $345 million. 120 talents is roughly 8,985 pounds or 4,000 pounds. And I don't know, I'm getting other values. The other value, if 120, so 120 would be 225 million at current value. Solomon in turn gave the queen whatever she asked. Hey, but I'm showing other estimates. They giving me about 340 something, 40 something mil. In this time, in dollar percentage, he would have 300 and something million dollars. Men had money. We was using gold and silver back then, you know? Where was I at? And we over here borrowing from these nations, man. We're really low. You're free. We're low, man. So verse 45 in Deuteronomy 28, it says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee this day. This is what we was looking for. This came upon us because we didn't hearken to the voice of the Lord right now through the prophets, and to get this understanding to walk in his ways and have faith. That's why all these curses came upon us. Now, when we go and slide to back to Baruch, but reading Baruch chapter 3, verse 8, especially with Esau, but all nations did this, but with Esau, Baruch chapter 3, verse 8, it says, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord Yahweh Shemashai our power. Now, in the time we was in the Babylonians, we were taxed. But these scriptures was written for this time. It was written for each time, but this is the end time. This was written for our learning. And we're in great Babylon. Because most times when Jeremiah or Baruch was prophesying about Babylon or the destruction or the desolation, right? They're talking about great Babylon. You know, but didn't even see it. And we're in a time where we understand that these scriptures, these brothers is the Lord is using them to prophesy for today, right? We're subject to payment, right? Everything you damn near buy is have tax on it. You got some say, oh, I don't get taxed. Then what is you, African? What you Chinese? No, I don't get taxed. People really, oh, I own a house. Do you pay a mortgage? I do, but I ain't getting taxed. This is just crazy, bro. Especially if, like, you got to think, they telling you credit. Credit comes from debt. If you not getting taxed, you don't for credit. You know? Jake, y'all really got to know how low we are. But even more, you have to know, starting with Esau, the nations don't give a damn about you. They laughed and had an enjoyment of you getting kicked out your land. And you over here and you thinking you doing something with a stack of money in your face. Look at me, I got money. Women think they a boss the more naked they dress. We all seen what you like. You a slut, man. You know? A lot of us think everything is comfortable, but it's bombing going on in other cities, in other countries, man. America is not being touched. Let's look up some news, man. Let's see if I can find something for y'all. I know YouTube ain't gonna let certain things slide. Okay. So they saying a day ago, missiles attacked caused devastation in Ukraine. They say Russia and Syria bombs rebels after surprise intrusion in Aleppo. Right? Really, they bomb Islamist rebels. You got Putin comment after Russia large-scale overnight attack on the Ukrainian enemies. Right? We're hearing a lot about bombings overseas, but America over here living comfortably and enjoying the scenery of Kai Cenat. It's so much more, man. Yeah, let me show y'all this. Let me show y'all this, man.
This used to be a city in Ukraine.
There's a whole bunch going on, man.
This used to be.
And we over here in America just think things is just, we living it up. We living our best freaking lives. Like the title of this video, he's coming, man. Regardless how comfortable you think that you can be. There we go again, bringing out being comfortable. And bringing this out for the past 2 weeks. If we know that the Lord is coming, you don't be uncomfortable. You know? You don't want to be caught enjoying yourself. You don't want to be caught slacking, man. Right? So where was we at? Yeah, we're going to keep reading Baruch chapter 3, verse 9. Hear, Israel, the commandments of life. Give ear to understand wisdom. How happens it, Israel, that thou art in thy enemy's land, that thou art waxen old in a strange country, that thou art defiled with the dead, right? We're defiled with the dead. We're defiled with the ones that's dead in sleep, right? And we're defiled with the ones that's in a deep estate, right? Spiritually without knowing this knowledge, right? Every day, you're like when Israel, a lot of us would be communing with each other. If we believed in the Lord, you were always around people that believed in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. But every day we're around family members, cousins, and friends that don't believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. A lot of us is polluted. You start hearing certain things, right? The spirit is going to feel uncomfortable in this place. Each and every day, man. The more knowledge you grow, the more sorrow you have, right? Actually, let's get that. Because a lot of people are not sorrowful on this side. When I get around certain people, I see certain things, and it just comes with the wisdom that you grow, because you might hear something, you see something, you just know that they're not getting it. You see how they are, you know? The more wisdom, the more sorrow. Right? And even more, it goes to what you see other brothers or sisters say that they in the truth. This Ecclesiastes 1:18. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. Right? Right? Because much wisdom is grief. The more understanding that you get, the more grief you're gonna have, man. Not like, oh my goodness, my bills is done. As soon as you get in this book, your bills not even paying attention to no more. You know, you can see your kids every day and see how they act. Say if you had a bad, monstrous son or a daughter, and you see how they move. Imagine your grief, because you'll go in the scriptures and understand monstrous children. And guess what? The Lord even say it's better to have no children at all. If they don't believe in the Lord, it's better to have no children at all. You know? That's a grief. You know? When your kids going to school and you hear that some LGB 123 Sesame Street boy is telling your son he looks good or something, and your son come home, it's gonna be a grief to you. You know, because at the end of the day, your kid got to get educated, and you start thinking your kids is learning something that can disturb their faith. And if your kids is not built up in this thing, they can be compromised. You know, a lot of us might have examples of our kids missing. Oh man, where they at? You got to always have the more wisdom you start thinking of Jacob's trouble. Instead of thinking a kidnapper, you're thinking of Jacob's trouble. You're thinking of the MOTB. What if they was forcing that on your kids and you didn't even know? And your kids calling, Mom, I got to get out of school. They microchipping. The more knowledge you grow, the more grief. And guess what? The more grief, the more you like, how about Shema Shai, we need you. You start calling on the Lord in your prayer saying, please don't let our enemies triumph over us anymore. Incorporate in your prayers. Each day, if the Lord did not come, your adversaries are triumphing. They're having power over you still. You're still a low nigga, man. But Jake, oh man, I want that new NBA 25. I want that new UFC. You know, niggas still want to be here, man. Make your call and election sure, man. You know, we wasn't meant to be in a captivity forever. Let's go look that up too. Let's look up how long do empires last. America's an empire. Okay, it says the average empire lasts around 220 to 250 years, but the length of an empire's life can vary greatly, right? Because it could go shorter than the 200, or it can go longer. Like Babylon, it was 70, but you know it went shorter, right? The Greeks, the Romans, right? It could go a little longer, but the estimate max is 250 years. When you look at America from 1776 and subtract it to 2025, you get 249. Now, don't take my word for it, so let's just get the calculator and let's actually do this math. Do I got a calculator on this thing? I don't see no calculator. Hold on. Maybe I'm just blind, everybody. Yeah, I don't see no calculator on this. So it's okay. We're going to go to Google and we're going to use the calculator. So we're going to subtract 2025. If you got a phone, you do the calculations too. Don't take my word for it. So 2025 subtract 1776. This is what I got. So 2025 subtracted from 1776 is 249. So that means 2026 will basically be that estimate time empire ends, 250 years. I'm not giving you this number saying America is going to end next year, right? But prophecies have to come to pass before this whole thing ends. But we're in a time that is going to get worse in this place. When Rome fell, Rome started to fall because of tax money. Let's look it up. If America is Rome 2.0, you had Elon Musk saying that America is Rome. It's the new Rome, right? Let's look. How did Rome fall? Now, of course, because of men and stuff, but it says the Roman Empire fell due to a number of factors. So it's multiple things, including internal corruption, military losses, pressure from invading people, which we're going to have, especially dealing with Russia, economy decline, which the economy declined as international trade decreased and markets became more localized, right? So you got to think, if international trade decreased, right? You remember when some of the people was going to get on strike, and if we went on strike, it was going to be hard to get certain foods. But then they said it, I think in January, they're going to raise up the pay or whatever it is. Eventually, it's going to happen. The same way Rome fell, this is going to fall. People think America's going to last forever. No. In prophecy, it doesn't show that it's going to last forever. Yahushua has to come. Right? You got division of the empire, climate changes, and diseases. Epidemic diseases as well as climate changes contribute to an empire's decline. What do America push all the time with Bill Gates? Climate change. Climate change. That's crazy. We're reading this, and this is what it's saying about in Russia, man. Right? It even talks about taxes and money. So again, Rome fell because of excessive taxation was contributing factor to the fall of the Roman Empire. Taxation on the poor and middle class. Didn't they just cancel the middle class as only high class, low class? Don't take my word for it. Go search it for yourself. Inflation, devaluation of money. Ain't it becoming a deflation of money right now? The dollar is deflating, right? The government devalues the money to fund foreign wars, domestic spending, which created a hidden tax on the people, right? Funds for of foreign wars. Ain't America for Ukraine situations? Funding this situation, funding that situation, instead of funding it. Man, Joe Biden gave billions of dollars to the Ukraine, man. It says discharge trade, widen gap between rich and poor, government spending, right? Because it is the government that's so-called spending on things like on things, just dumb things, man, right? But it's all Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, you know? It's all Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. This is how we know prophecies is true. This is how we know Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is honest, man, right? Let me get something let me just back up that the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is true. Right? That goes to 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 1 and 2. It says, behold, speak thou in the ear of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. The Lord's words is faithful and true. The prophecies is faithful and true. The worst is going to come, my brothers and sisters. The Lord is coming, man. You should be watching, man. You should be looking, right? You should be listening to the men of the Lord bring forth this word, man, right? I was going to go back to the clapping of hands, but I'm gonna go to this real quick, right? Because you're gonna be caught off of guard. You're gonna be caught off guard, right? Which one is it, right? Continue reading on 2nd Esdras 15, verse 3. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incruity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. To be faithful is a supporter of the door, which is Yahushai. We have to get back to being faithful to the Lord. Faithful to the Lord is hearing this word more than playing the game. Hearing this word more than traveling, so you can know what the word is. You don't want to be, I know. Okay, if you know, let me ask you a question. Are you, how you gonna get saved out of Jacob's trouble? What is Jacob's trouble? What is the MOTB? You know, what's gonna guide you through these trials and these tribulations? Your faith, you know? A lot of us want to feel like we know it, and we don't. A lot of us think that we should be taking a break from reading. This is a continual thing. Daily, you have to seek the Lord's face. Until you get saved, daily, till we get translated, man, right? You have to seek his face daily, man. Because Jacob trouble is going to be something you ain't never seen, never went through. Foster care, abuse, rape, none of that is going to be compared, because if you're not of this, 2 Ezra 15, what is it, verse 19, your spoiled, your possessions, your goods are going to be spoiled. One of your goods is, if you a brother, you got a girl or a daughter, she's going to get raped, man. That's one of your goods right there, man. That's a possession. A wife is a possession. Mark chapter 36, verse 24. If you're not serving the Lord, your wife and your children ain't going to be covered. Even the men of the Lord that get their head beheaded, and they say if their wives and their children believe, you're going to be covered, because your man laid down his life for this truth, for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. The Lord is going to take care of his. And whatever you go through on this side, the Lord is going to give your husband 100-fold in the kingdom, man. And whoever died in the name of the Lord is going to raise up first. That's 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. I'll bring it out for you guys, man. The unfaithful, you're not getting this benefit. The unfaithful, you're not getting this benefit at all. Yeah, let's get it. The unfaithful, you're not getting this benefit at all. I repeat. The unfaithful is not getting this benefit at all. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. And I'm going to start at 14. It says, in the KJV, for if we believe that Yahushua died and rose again, that's faith if you believe. You don't live by sight, but you live by faith. And through these scriptures, this helps you build your faith. It says, even so them also which sleep in Yahushua will God bring with him. What sleep is he talking about? The ones that died in this, right? Anybody that died in this thing, they're going to, the Heavenly Father is going to bring you to Yahushua, right? In the NLT, for since we believe that Yahushua died and was raised to life again, we also believe that Yahushua returns, God will bring back with him the believers who have died. That's what that sleep is talking about. The ones that died in his name. Not just everybody. The ones that died in his name. The ones that believed. Even if your grandmother died and say she didn't believe, the Lord is looking at her heart to know if she is a believer or not. Now, it could be some that probably had a sickness and they believed in Yahweh Shem Shai and his word. They're going to be on that vehicle, that chariot, when he comes back. The rest is still sleep. Until the kingdom get established, they're going to come right back through the loins of men. This ministry is about the believers, not about the non-believers. The believers. Verse 15. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai shall not prevent them which are asleep. We won't meet the Heavenly Father ahead of the ones that died in the Lord. The ones that died in the name of the Lord. Say if I die and I'm in this truth and I die on this side, I'm going to be with the Lord before you. So when the Lord comes, the elect that died, they're going to arrive to the same place where judgment was at. And we're going to be with the Lord in them chariots, watching the Lord beam up the elect and letting the missiles fly and the laser beams going in different places. Me, really, I want to be either one if I got to die for them. But I really want to endure to the end. I want to see these mother suckers fall, man. I want to see Jake crumble under pressure. I want them to see that they was wrong, that they should have listened to the men of the Lord that was out here teaching freely, and the Lord used them. I want to see the most toughest Jake crumble, them proudful women get humble, and then they, hey, if you got a wife or not, please can I be? And you say no. We're going to be the Lamborghini. The men of the Lord are going to be like a Lamborghini, a Bugatti, to you know, like the gold digger pranks, right? We're going to be that Lamborghini, and we're going to have the choice to say, nah, nope, nah, I'm good. I want to see this whole nation and this whole world crumble because they didn't believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and they didn't want the true children of the Lord to speak the truth. It's so much that we can bring forth on these videos. But the things they let you bring out, you're being marked. The Lord is allowing the enemy that rule these social medias to mark you, whatever you teaching. You teaching that God's chosen people is the black, Latinos, and natives, that Yahushua is a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah, right? And you damn Edomites, you so-called white women and men are going to be our captives. They're marking you when you say these things, man. When you saying God don't love everybody, you're just a creation, and you was created to be a servant. That's what he loved you for, to be a servant for us. But the love he had for us is that he will rebuke us and sit us on our butts because of our sins. That's the love he has for us. The love he has for us is an action, and it's truth. 1 John 3:18, go look it up. Mark it in your Bible. You know, anybody teaching this truth from the prophecies, the parables, the dark sayings, and the milk, you're being marked by the elites, man. And it's really the Lord, because the Lord is going to test our faith in that day. And that goes back to 2nd Esdras. The ones that are unfaithful, you're going to die in your unfaithfulness, man. So being faithful is to die in this day, or to give your life up for it, you know? So again, 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 16, for the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first. To back up verse 15, the alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds, which is the chariots, to meet the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai in the air, and so shall we ever be with him. Wherefore comfort one another with these words. I'm comforting you, letting you know when the Lord comes, you're gonna get beamed up. Beamed up, that's the strange salvation. Let me see if they're gonna give me something for that word, cloud. They might not. See, now if you know about Exodus, the pillar of cloud by day and the pillar of fire by night, it gives you one biblical usage for the word cloud in this verse. It says, used cloud which led the Israelites in the wilderness. It's not a literal cloud. It's a chariot that led Israel through the wilderness. That pillar of fire, that pillar of cloud, it's a chariot, you know? Even the Lord, David was in the midst of a chariot, right? Let me look that up. I want to get the right precept, so just bear with me, family. Is this the one I really want? I'm trying to make sure this is the one I want. Is this Samuel? Salaki. I don't know if it's 1 Samuel chapter 5. I want to make sure I get the right one. 1 Samuel chapter 5. Let's look at verse 23. First Samuel don't go to verse 23. Oh, Salaki, 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel chapter 5, verse 23. Oh, yep, this is it. This is 2 Samuel chapter 5. If you want to read the whole point where David defeats the Philistines is 17 all the way to 25. But the point I'm going to go to is starting at 21. It says, and there they left their images, and David and his men burned them. And the Philistines came up yet again and spread themselves in the valley of Rephaim. And when David inquired of the Lord Yahweh, he wanted a message. He said, thou shalt not go up, but fetch a compass behind them and come upon them over against the mulberry tree. And let it be, when thou hearest the sound of a going in the tops of the mulberry trees, that then thou shalt bestir thyself, for then shall the Lord Yahweh go out before thee to smite the host of the Philistines. And David did so as the Lord Yahweh commanded him, and smote the Philistines from Gaba unto thou come to Gazar. Now, I'm going to read it in the NLT because I think it tells the Lord, tell him. Verse 23, and again, David asked the Lord Yahweh what to do. Do not attack them straight on. The Lord Yahweh replied, instead, circle around behind and attack them near the mulberry trees. When you hear a sound like marching feet in the tops of the popular trees, be on alert. So, you know, when you're outside and the top of the trees be moving, he said it's going to sound like a marching on the trees. That is the chariot flying over the trees. Now, a lot of y'all might not have faith and believe this, but what is he talking about then? He's not talking about wind. He said you're going to hear it like it's a marching going on, right? That's the chariot either grazing on the top of the tree branches of the mulberry tree. And that was his sign to know, okay, now you can go ahead. That was the signal the Lord was going to give him. That will be the signal that the Lord Yahweh is moving ahead of you to strike down the Philistine army. So even when David fought Goliath or the bear or the lion to get that lamb, he said the Lord was with him. When Elisha, and what is it, First Kings chapter 6 or 2 Kings chapter 6, where Elisha took the blindness from the servant, and when the servant eyes open, he was able to see. He seen the power in the armies of the Lord behind him, because he seen the Syrian army. He like, man, there's more of them than us, you know. And then Elisha like, no, it's more of us than them, because the Heavenly Father is there. A lot of us don't believe that the Heavenly Father got angels above us. So I'm going to show you again another verse that the heavenly angels is above the ones that fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. That's Psalms 34 verse 7. It says, the angel of the Lord Yahweh encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. Right? So if you fear the Lord has angels above you watching what you do day and night, like Kid Cudi. The Lord got angels watching you. Whoever fears the Lord, you got the righteous angels. The left-hand side, they watching everything the wicked do, because that's their job. But the righteous angels are watching the ones that fear the Heavenly Father. They're sprinkling blessings upon you. Hey, if you got you trying to grow in the wisdom, they'll give you the sprinkle of, like, while you read it, you might be reading a chapter and getting understanding. They sprinkling that upon you. Maybe you like, man, I don't understand this chapter or this verse. You go look up a verse on YouTube. That's the angels guiding you so you can have the right understanding. Man's going of the Lord. Your heart divisive your ways, but the Lord direct your steps. It's all the Lord why you do this and do that. You in the flesh and you think you doing it. But when you fear the Lord, you start to know it's the Lord moving you, man. That's why it's not the law. We don't live by the letter. We live by Yahweh Hashem Yahushai moving us to do what's pleasing him. We do slip sometimes because of the flesh. Sometimes we not in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? We just chilling. And sometimes, you know, the spirit will have you doing things that's pleasing the Lord. Like whatever you put in this temple, right? Whatever you feeding yourself spiritually. Sometimes you might take a break from watching TV or watching movies or watching things that just mean nothing. Sometimes you could be watching something and you start thinking of spiritual things. You start thinking of the Lord. Oh, yo, that's crazy she did that. Oh, that remind me of Jezebel. Oh, man, that's crazy that he just did that. And you know, man's going is of the Lord. And that movie or that TV show don't have nothing to do with the Lord, but it's just something they said or something they did. The Spirit lets you see that because you're believing what you're reading. That's the angels above, man. Some of y'all like, no, man, I got to see it to believe it's an angel above me. Then you're not in this thing. Bye-bye. You're not in this thing, man. This is not for you, brother. Right? This is a faith-based ministry. What's that? 1 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 7? No. Is it 2? 2 Corinthians 5 and 7? Yes, 2 Corinthians 5 and 7. It says, For we walk by faith and not by sight, right? Your faith is more power than you having sight on what you see. We're like Stevie Wonder out here, man. You know, you gotta have faith in what you believe in. Don't be a nigga that I'ma only believe unless I see. Right? Let's get the joint when Yahushua was speaking to Thomas. Precepts is coming out, family. St. John chapter 20. I'll read the whole point, verse 24. It says, but Thomas, one of the 12, called Didymus, was not with them when Yahushua came. And the other disciples therefore said unto him, we have seen the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai. But he said unto them, except I shall see in his hands the print of the nails, and put my finger into the print of the nails, and thrust my hand into his side, I will not believe. And after 8 days again his disciples were within, and Thomas with them. They came, Yahushua, the doors being shut, and stood in the midst, and said, peace be unto you. Then saith he to Thomas, reach hither thy finger, and behold my hands. Reach in hither thy hand, and thrust it into my side, and be not faithless, but believing. Wait, first and foremost, did he ever tell Yahushua he didn't believe until he run his finger? No, that just shows that the Lord knows what you're thinking, man. He knows your heart before you do it, Yahweh and Yahushua. Yahushua just do not know when he's going to return this second time. But Yahushua knows everything we're thinking right now. What you gonna do tomorrow? He already knows. He got the power, man. So soon as he came in, he didn't say, hey, everybody. He came in and said, yo, Thomas, reach hither thy finger and behold my hands, and reach hither thy hands and thrust my side. Because he already knew. He said, oh, he's not gonna believe until he run his fingers through this, man. That was an account for you, man. We don't physically need Yahushua to be here to believe that he's real. You got to have faith on what you don't see, because that's ultimate power. The things that you don't see is something greater than what you do see, man. That's 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 18. The things that you see are temporary, but the things that you don't see are eternal, right? The last two verses said, Thomas answered and said unto him, my Lord and my power. Yahushua saith unto him, Thomas, because thou seen me, thou hast believed. Blessed are they that have not seen and yet have believed. So where is your faith at? If you believe in Yahweh Shema Shai and you don't need to see him, you should be walking it like you talking. Your walk should be different, man. You know, even more. Just off of that example, it shows that only a few are going to believe. And their belief is going to be based off of not seeing. Their faith is going to be, oh, yo, brother, can you teach me this? Can you guide me? And then, hey, look, yo, I'm going to only come to you because, like, every time I ask you a question, you answer. By faith, they believe that this man is being a diligent servant and he's going to teach him. He's not going to lie. You're going to believe because faith come by hearing the word. Romans, the 10th chapter, verse 17. You have to know where your faith lies. If your faith is relying on Yahweh Shema Shai, you're relying on what you don't see. Your faith relies on what you don't see. You understand? And you got to be consistent in this thing, because the Lord can blow out your candlestick because you left your first love, which is this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. This is the most important thing in your life. I don't care whatever you're going through. In order to be in this truth, you must go through suffering. What else you want to complain about? Don't use suffering. Oh, I got all this money. Hey, who gives it? The Lord don't give a damn about that money. All elements is going to melt when the Lord comes back, man. Especially in America and in Israel, man. You get on that chariot, it don't matter if you had 2,000 in your bank account. It means nothing. The Lord is coming, man. He's coming. You gotta literally lock yourself. You gotta really lock yourself in the love of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai as a man and as a woman. A woman should be drawn or attracted to how her man is moving for the Lord, because the Lord didn't make you like this man. You got to understand, you was made for that man. And at the end of the day, your faith only grows as much as your husband's faith grows, because you're going to still be a woman of a weaker faith or a weaker vessel. Your faith is stronger with your husband. Your faith is stronger by the men of the Lord. What did Mary choose? She chose to learn under the feet of Yahushai. Her faith grew because she learning right directly under Yahushai. That sister is back on the earth. Mary Magdalene is back on the earth. Susanna is back on the earth. Unless they, went to the spirit world because of being sick or old age. But the righteous children are on the earth, or they with the Lord right now. All the elect is not on the earth. Some of the elect is in the spirit world with the Heavenly Father and the Son. So when Yahushai returned, the elect that died on this side is going to come back with Yahushai. Are you preparing? Are you ready? Are you getting ready? Right? So I'm going to go back to 2 Esdras 15, verse 5. It says, "Behold, saith the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." Right? These are prophetic warnings. Right? Jeremiah 28:8. "The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old," talking about me, my father, my mother, my sister, my auntie, my great-great-great-great-great-grandma, all the way till 1960s or the 1950s, the late 1950s, when the Lord re-woke us up after that 350 years. The prophets of that time was prophesying with the prophets before them in the time of Yahushai, before their time. We're all prophesying the same thing, but it all goes by the same song, from the milk, the parables, dark sayings, and prophecies. If we're not teaching the law the same, we're not in the same church. That's just being straight honest, right? But the prophets, Jeremiah, he was in the same understanding as Paul, the same understanding as Peter. You just probably didn't see them bringing out Jeremiah, but they was bringing out certain points to fulfill the purpose the Lord put them for the gospel, right? So again, Jeremiah 28:8, "The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence." So this is what our job, to prophesy against these countries, these great kingdoms, prophesied of war and evil and pestilence. Oh, don't talk about war. Talk about the good stuff, brother. Then I'm not trying to please you. I'm trying to please Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and the true believers. The true believers want to hear the ugly and the good. Sometimes it might scare you. Sometimes it might make you cry, right? But even after you done crying, what you going to do tomorrow? What you going to do the next day? What you going to do the next week? What you going to do the next month? What you're going to do the next year? Daily, the Lord should be on your mind. Because in the kingdom, all you're going to do is be following the Lord. You're going to be amazed at everything the Lord is going to allow you to remember and see that you can't remember in this flesh. The job is done when we get in that chariot. The job is done when we get in this glorified body. The job is done when the Lord is telling you, "Good job, my faithful servant." We haven't got that yet, man. When the Lord putting a crown on your head, we haven't got that yet. So why is you all happy and excited every damn moment in this side? Sometimes you can show that you happy and smile, but when somebody tell you, "Yo, man, how you doing, man? I could be better when the Lord come back." Now, oh yeah, I see you just play. You look like you happy, but literally you want to get the fuck up. Yep, that's right. But you got some people that you'll be like, "Yo, man, what makes your life go? How you moving in emotion?" Because my family, my job, I started a new business. I got the cars that I wanted. My kids is going to college. Like, man, like, we successful. What else can I be happy for? They didn't say nothing about Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. They didn't say nothing about the Lord bringing them back into the knowledge, man. They're just happy about being here. They're just happy about this kingdom, basically. They could have just said, "I'm happy being in America. I'm happy being in Jamaica. I'm happy being in Brazil. I'm happy being in Egypt. You know, put my sin through the dirt. I'm happy, man. Ask them the quick question. Are you ready for the world to end? No, brother. No, America is a great country. It's one of the greatest power. Nobody gonna be able to beat us. America ain't gonna never fall. We gonna be here forever, man. You know, the Lord is already establishing this place to be in the greatest kingdom on the earth. That shows that that person ain't making a call and election sure. You don't want to be them. You don't want your kids to be like. You don't want your kids to grow like them. You know, you don't want to ponder on things that worldly people want to ponder on and get stuck in that situation. You know. So you want to be looking for a prophet that's prophesying against countries, kingdoms, wars, and evil and pestilence, man. You want to hear it. Because the more you hear it, the more you know the Lord is coming. And then you even know that that might be a prophet of the Lord. Matthew 22. The prophets is going to the highways and byways, and they're prophesying the coming of the bridegroom. You hearing that shows that that's a prophet on the highways. Even if the man doing a sit down and he's doing a sit down lesson in the house. You're going to hear the prophets knocking at the door and always prophesying, even if some want to hear and many don't, you know. Matthew 24:7, it says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places. This happened before. It happened all through our lives, but in this time it's going to be worse. Jeremiah 30:7, right? So back to 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 6. For wickedness shall exceedingly pollute the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Right? When you go to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, you know, lewdness is going to be the fall of a kingdom. You know, evil doings is going to be, actually, let's just get it. I'm going to get in Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon. I'm going to get into G&T. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5. And I believe it's the last verse. It says, great windstorms will blow them away like straw. Lawlessness will be the ruin of the whole world. Evil actions will cause governments to fall. Right? And you want these evil actions to come. That's why I said don't let our enemies triumph over us. If you want that, you want terrible things to happen in this place. You want the worst to come. You want the power to cut off. You want to hear that that they doing certain things in at your kid's school, and you like, man, F it, my kid's not going to school. You want to hear moments of when the dollar actually collapsed and now we going digital. Guess what? We're all going to have to join digital at a point. But when it comes to the MOTV, when they're making a mandate, this is the MOT, this is the only way you're going to buy and sell. That's when you have to stand up and say, hell no, I'm not taking that. You got to pray on the Lord to let you, to move you to overcome that hour, that temptation. You understand? You got to be aware of the times. Don't get comfortable. You watch every movie on the joint. But when a brother is doing a lesson each day, every other day, you're not even paying attention to that. But you know when every movie coming out, you know when every video game coming out, right? You know when holiday pay at work is when you get holiday pay. You know when you going out of town. You know when a new concert is coming out. You know when the new Jordans drop. You know when the new Air Forces, the new Nikes. You know when all this other shit is moving in motion, but you're not understanding the times and the signs. We're in the time of prophecy. We're in the time of the men of the Lord shining that light. Right now, this is the time of the prophets. This is the time of the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the teachers, the pastors, and the bishops. This is their time right now. Literally, this is the time of the men of the Lord. And you see women telling men what they can and who they can't be with. You know, if that man getting him a woman, it don't matter if you don't like her at all. That's his. But we're in this side where everything is all against Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. Everything is against the right-hand side of the Lord. That's why the Lord tells us in Ephesians 6 and 12, we're not wrestling between blood and flesh. We're wrestling against principalities and high places, man. Even our kids, they think they know by the little you tell them or the little that they might read, they still don't even know. Still don't even know what's about to hit, man. You know, that's what makes us different when we come in this truth, because our families start to be raised a little different. I'm starting to add in my prayer, Lord willing, I can start adding it even more. I even pray that my kids can start having visions and dreams, man. Because that's mad inspiring, especially for a kid. Let them get scared as hell that they seen nukes or armies come. Then for each day, you're going to see your kids get more mature. They're going to be more calm because those dreams is going to look so real to them. They're going to think it's real. Then you put on the Jeremiah movie. The Joseph movie. When Joseph and them had dreams when they was in prison. Or Daniel movie when Nebuchadnezzar had a dream and he had to interpret. They gonna be like, yo, that was just like mine. Yo, Pops, I had a dream. Can you interpret? Can we go in the scriptures? Then your kids might grow more in faith. Guess what? You might grow more in faith. Your wife might grow more in faith. Maybe your next door neighbor, if she hear it. Maybe your best friend, she might hear it. But the ones that's not hearing this dream, you got to tell them, hey, Lord willing, he have mercy on them. Because if they don't get it, back to 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter, right? Verse 4, it says, for all the unfaithful shall die in his unfaithfulness. If they don't have that faith in this thing, they're unfaithful to the Lord, they're going to die, man. We can't save none of them. St. John 6:44. If the Lord, if the Heavenly Father is not drawing us, our family, our kids to Yahushai, and Yahushai raising up us at the last days, we're nothing, man. We're nothing. Just like Wisdom of Solomon 9:6. Without the wisdom of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you are regarded as nothing. You know, this is why if you want to, I'm going to be something. I'm going to be something. Hey, shit, the only way you're going to be something if you have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Lord. Even the little wisdom that you do have of the Lord and is actually correct. You are something, man. You know, every time I get to see that my daughter, I don't think I got the video. I don't think I got the video anymore. Not on this this tablet of mine. Right? Every time my daughter wake up out her sleep, she'll be so upset that she's still in this captivity, man. How are you feeling? Do you ever wake up upset that you still here? It's just showing your face, it's just showing your demeanor, it's just showing your movements. You know? I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm not saying that I'm the elect, but I know I'm making my call and election sure. When I get up, I'm thinking about what lesson I'm gonna bring out. If I do a live, what live? Am I gonna go outside? I'm gonna stay in the house because it is cold outside, right? But if the Lord is moving me to go in these scriptures, go look up verses, I know that Yahweh Shem Yahushai is dealing with me, and I know that I hate being here. I know I hate being here. I know I like pissing off the adversaries, man. Every time you do a lesson, you pissing them off. Sirach chapter 30, I think it's verse 4, where it says, a man that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy. I believe every time I'm teaching my little man something, even if he's doing something that's not even that bad, and I'm trying to correct him to be an all-stern man, to show that he believes in the Lord, even on him moving towards the Lord or asking questions that I know is grieving the enemy in the spirit on the left-hand side. Now they like, oh, I got somebody else I got to tempt. This little man, he growing in faith. I got to tempt him, man. I got to tempt this little boy. The same with my daughters, man. I believe the more that I'm telling them, hey, read, tell me what you read. I'm ordering my house in a way that I feel that they need to be moved. Because if I'm taking out the picture, I need to know that they're going to be able to speak in their mouth to say no. No, I believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. I need my kids to be confident and to not be afraid to die for Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's just the flesh. You know? Some people are like, no, don't teach your kids that. No, you got to teach your kids these things. Because they have to be prepared. If you don't teach your kids, how can you say you love them? Your son is literally a man. The Lord is speaking to the men. As soon as he grow into a man, the Lord is speaking to him. Your daughter is a daughter of Zion. The Lord is speaking to her too. If she's an Israelite, the Lord is speaking to all of us, man. You know? Don't be selfish to your kids and just only teach them the good stuff. Then when Jacob trouble come, you're gonna seem like a sneaky liar, or you holding stuff back from them. Then Jacob trouble, oh, man, shut up, man. Man, this is what's gonna happen. But you never taught me this. You know, we gotta be teaching ourselves. We gotta be teaching our kids these things, man. So again, 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 6. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole world, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those in those things, in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. That brings you back to Cain and Abel. The Lord told Cain, his blood, your brother blood, cry out to me. The righteous, we're physically crying out to the Lord, and the righteous that was in the earth, their spirit, their blood is crying out to the Lord, man. Yahweh Shemel Shai, this freaking place, man. Yahweh Shemel Shai, Esau, man. They crying, man. And even the angels that's looking upon the sinful kingdom, they're going back to the Heavenly Father, telling them what's going on, man. That's why in your prayers I'm snitching. I'm snitching on everybody. I'm telling them, yo, Lord, these people at work is trying to sabotage the machine or do certain things to my brothers. Please, Yahweh Shemel Shai, please don't let these heathens that's at this job, overget my brother. Please allow my brothers to be able to make it through. Right? Maybe it might look to them that they gonna get fired, but please allow them to get fired. Right? Sometimes these prayers come right away. They get answered right away. The one time the dude was speaking sideways about me or whatever they was doing to my brother, the next thing you know, that man's finger got cut. I'm snitching, bro. Any Jake, especially if you do the brothers I labor with or the brothers I'm watching from the elder apostles on down, or the other sincere brothers that's in this faith, if you really sincere, I'm praying for you too. Anybody that's coming against this ministry, coming against the men of the Lord, man, I hope you trip and you can't get back up. I hope something happened, man. Right? Because the Lord got something special for you unfaithful mother suckers, man. Them same people that try to stuff abomination food in Eleazar in 2 Maccabees chapter 6, they got a rude awakening. Now, if they back on the earth, you mother suckers got a rude awakening, baby. You same Revelations 1-7, the ones that crucify Yahweh Shai, which is the Romans, the ones that wanted him to be crucified, they gonna see Yahweh Shai, and you gonna get the end. I'm telling you, you gonna get the stick that your mom say, go get a stick, boy. That weapon is Yahweh Shai, man. You gonna get it. You gonna get it, man. Anybody try to leave this faith, you're gonna get it, man. Hey, even you women that bump up against your husband being out of order, I'm praying against you too, man. Shoot, if that man get tired, I hope you get removed from the household. Hey, guess what? If the man still want to deal with you, I hope the Lord bring another wife and it motivates you to get even better, man. I'm praying for anything that can take away from the ministry, anything that can make the men of the Lord stumble, man. Because we need an increase on this side by Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai, so that we can be stern and steady in this thing. Right? Verse 9, it says, and therefore saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Shai, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Right? The Lord is going to avenge us. Revelations 18-20, it says the Lord will avenge the apostles and the prophets from off of her. He's talking about Babylon, man. You should be praying and wanting that today, tomorrow, the next day, the next year. But allow him to build up your faith, because when these things do happen, you want to be considered one of the faithfuls, not one of the unfaithfuls. Verse 10, it said, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. Right? But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretch out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. But these plagues on this side is going to be greater than the old plagues. These nukes ain't got no name on it. But the name that it got in the spirit is you wicked mother suckers in the nation of Israel, regardless if you believe it or not, right? In the truth, out the truth, right? And you other nations, man. You ain't getting in the way. The Lord gonna make sure your plane flight get canceled, your vacation get canceled. Some of them migrants that came over them, some of them is probably Israelites. Most cases, actually, they is Israelites. And some of them are heathens, and whatever they did in their past life to any one of the men or the women of the Lord, the Lord is bringing you to America so you can be destroyed, so you can go through even worse hell over here. Niggas just think these migrants are just ordinary people. The Lord is bringing them over here for that end time destruction, man. For Jacob's trouble, for the turmoil. Some of them are going to be madmen on this side. Some of them is going to be killing you. The Lord brought them over here to run through your house, rape your children. People, oh, wait, why are you bringing out rape? Come on, brother, don't do that, man. We don't want to hear that. It's going to happen. It says the Lord is great and terrible. Jacob's trouble is a terrible side of the Lord. The good side is when Yahweh Shai come and beam you up, if you part of that number. I'm gonna go back to verse 12, but I'm gonna just show you that the people are gonna spoil our goods, which is our women, right? Verse 19, it says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy his houses with the sword and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Right? Some men is gonna be like, look, take my wife, but let me keep this. No, or they might come and they might have their own food. Look, man, give me your wife, I'll give you a loaf of bread. But it just said in the beginning, they're gonna have no pity upon their neighbors. So if your wife looking good or your daughter, she's going to be taken, man. It's over, dude. Go to if you on your phone or your Bible, go to Sirach chapter 36, verse 24. You know? A woman is a possession. Go look up the word possession. It's a good. So a woman or a daughter, a woman is a daughter. She's a possession. You know? And if you are unfaithful, that's the reason why your goods are going to get spoiled. Even the righteous, Esau going to come and break through your house and try to take you. They're going to be mad men, but that's going to all be for the ministry. They might tell you, who do you worship? Who do you believe in? You say Yahweh Shai, it's all, man, you're done. You know, and that's what we signed up for. But in that day, we're going to see who really about this, man. That's why I want this to come, man, because I'm tired of being around phonies, man. You know, tell your family you love them, but they don't show that they love the Lord. If they was around, they would hear. The true love is when somebody's doing the will of the Father. That's your true family, man. Literally. Your true family is who follow Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. If you're not following Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, you're not family, man. That's plain and simple. Hold on 1 second. Right? Actually, let me just show you, because I'd rather Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai be true, not a liar. Somebody else did it. This is Mark chapter 3, verse 35. It says, for whosoever shall do the will of God, the same is my brother and my sister and my mother. So for you men that's out here, that's for you to really understand who really your family, man. For you sisters, that's for you to really understand who's your family in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. When you say, I love my auntie, my uncle, cousin Ray Ray, Nikki Boo Boo, whatever you want to call them, my brother or my sister, that's your flesh family. Hey, Auntie Ray. Hey, Auntie Manubla. Whatever their name is. That's your family in the flesh, and that's okay. I love them too. You know, without the jiffy. But your true family is the ones in through the spirit that's trying to do the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. The ones that's trying to make their call to election short, the ones that want to get beamed up, the ones that's knocking at the door, hey, yo, what this mean? Hey, what's this breakdown? Hey, do we got a lesson on this? Hey, I want to do better. They do better off of action. That's your real family, baby. You know? Those are the ones, I bet you we're going to be more hurt when we see somebody of the faith getting snatched up and they about to be beheaded. No! And then they're going to tell you, they're going to look back and say, look, this is supposed to happen. Call on the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. And they're going to probably get comfortable like, yo, this is true. This was supposed to happen. This is confirmation. Whoa, that's the real man of the Lord. Oh man, he getting his head cut off for this faith. Then you gonna sit there and be like, damn, can I gotta do it. He did that, I gotta do that. But you gonna see other people who you believe in. Oh, I don't believe in nothing. I don't believe in nothing, man. I used to believe in this, but I don't, man. I rock with you. That's gonna show you that's not your family. Somebody, oh, I can't do, man. I'm gonna need me a cigarette. Oh, I'm gonna need me a blunt. I need me a blunt. Oh, I need to watch football, man. I love going to football games, man. I don't know, man. I can't just be giving up the games, man. No. I don't believe in nothing. That's not your family. That's not your friend. That's not your homie, GG. However that might make you feel. Clap, clap, bravo to you. The Lord have given us spiritual families that's going to get beamed up, man. And we're going to recognize one another when we get in the kingdom. Whoever you're around in this faith, you was with them in your past life. Right? So going back to 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, going to verse 12, it says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundations of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that God shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting and the hail, and with fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Now the point, I'm about to get a precept for Egypt shall mourn, right? Egypt is going to be the people, not the land. The people are going to mourn. What was I looking for? The people are going to mourn. That's I'm gonna go to Baruch chapter 4. Baruch chapter 4, and I believe it is verse 31. It says, miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoice at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children served. Miserable is she that received thy sons. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin, which lines up with Lamentations, the 2nd chapter, the 15th verse, these nations clapped. They rejoiced at our fall. So what did it say again? It says, for as she rejoiced at thy ruin, which is talking about daughter of Babylon, talking about this whore, right? America is that whore in Revelation 17. She rejoiced at our ruin, which is not talking about America, the place, but the people that run it, which is Esau. They clapped, they rejoiced at our ruin, and was glad of thy fall. So shall she be grieved for her own desolation. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. Right? Her great multitude. Right? When you look at Revelations chapter 17, verse 1, you know, this place is over many seas, right? Languages and people. You know, this is going to be taken away from her. That's why America is going to be desolate. It says, for fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, right? Which is that fire is going to be by Yahushua. Yahushua is going to, the Lord is giving him the notion to let the angels from the four winds that's holding back those nukes. He's going to let them go and laser fire from the chariots. You're going to have multiple fires from the nukes and fires from the laser beams. That is going to be a sight to see, but you're going to want to be saved from it. Because while those nukes is in the air, we're going to still be in the land. It's somebody, you're going to have Israelites beamed right when it shoots off. Some of them going to get beamed up while they in the air. Some of them going to get beamed up while they getting pointed down. You know, right when they close, Mayday. You're going to get, it's so many Israelites that's going to get beamed up. In the world, people that's still on the earth is going to see. They're going to be thinking, oh, it's my turn. Guess what? You're going to know, because it says in 2nd Ezra 16, verse 64, 63, 64, 65, it says, in that day your sins shall be your accusers. You're going to know that you was denying the Lord. Right? In what? 2nd Ezra 9 and 12, where it says, the ones that basically are unfaithful, they're going to know it, death by pain. They're going to know that this is the truth by the pain they going to get, man. And get a flashback that these men was telling them the truth, man. That, I don't want that. I don't want that for me or my family. That's why I consist on telling them, man, you make your call and election sure too, right? Because you never know. The Lord might show somebody true colors in your household, and they might not truly believe, and they might get removed like Lot's wife. And guess what? She's gonna be a bottom wife in the kingdom. If she buck up against you and telling you what you can't do, and say if you having a hard time because you a man and you got this and you want to do that, and she bumping up against you, guess what? She gonna be a bottom wife in the kingdom. You know, or the Lord might put a spirit on you, and if you get another girl, you might like her more than her. And there's nothing wrong with that. But guess what? That's going to be an affliction of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. The Lord don't play about his men of the Lord. You know, because the men of the Lord was the first created outside of Yahushai. Before the heavenly angels, the men that came in the flesh, they was created. They are powers. We get to share in what Yahushai did. Yahushai became low. He was in the flesh. The heavenly angels didn't get in the flesh. When the messengers came to the men of the Lord, like Mary, they came and took a form of a man, but they never was a man on earth, having kids, having a wife, going through slavery, captivity, getting persecuted. They didn't get to go through that. Only the elect men that Yahushai chose, that special of that class out of the nation, the mighty men, those are the ones that was brought down under heaven for a place of judgment. You know, what did St. John say in Revelations 19:10? He bowed down to a heavenly angel, and the angel said, no, I'm your fellow servant. I'm your brethren. The angels is our brethren, and they are servants. How they not? The angels go above us, and they camp around the ones that fear the Lord. They're helping us, man. They're helping us grow. They're helping us stay sturdy, stay strong in his faith. Woo! Your brother and man, your servant is helping you stay strong in his faith, man. Because they already know your script. You know, they know that you was gonna be in this thing, man. That's amazing, bro. That's fire, man. This place is dead, man. I think I'm gonna stop there, man. Cause I can keep on going, but I want to stay right there, man. Let me get one more verse, man. Let me get the classic that I've been bringing out for the past few days. This is 2 Timothy chapter 2. Salaki, let me read it over here. This is 2 Timothy chapter 2 in verse 10. It says, therefore I endure all things for the elect's sake, that they may obtain the salvation which is in Hamashiach Yahushai with eternal glory. And it is a faithful saying, for if we be dead with him, we shall also live with him. If we suffer, we shall also reign with him. If we deny him, he will also deny us. Right? And part of that suffering goes into us losing loved ones on this side, because that's a suffering. I just got to read this. Is this it? Yes, this is St. Matthew chapter 19 verse 28. It says, Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit on the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones. He's talking to men, to the disciples, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And everyone that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. Job, he got 100-fold in his time. He got double the kids. But that was in the kingdom. In the kingdom, men are going to have double. You're gonna be the father of your father and your mother, your grandfather, your great grandfather, if they wasn't in the truth. Your brothers, your sisters, they're gonna be yours, and your wife. In each captivity, you're gonna get back all that you lost, especially the ones that was faithful in the Lord. So all the way in the time of Moses, all the way in the time of David, Saul, all the prophets, the book of the Judges, Nebuchadnezzar's time, the Persian Medes, the Greeks, the Roman captivity, even in America, you're going to get back double whatever you had on this side. Double what you had on this side. When we get the kingdom, get the glorified body, you're going to get double. Double, double. So whatever you see now, if through my loins, right? So say if through my loins, through my blood, I got 4 children, right? But even the ones that I might be raising up, I'm going to get double what I have. Double. I'm going to have double. So what I have in my house, like even my 4, that's my blood, and the others, that's because I'm calling all mine. I got 8. I got 8 kids. They mine. They're mine, you hear? The Lord is going to give me double of that. So if that's 8, I'm going to have 1,000. Probably more than 1,000. I'm going to have a multitude, right? And it's not going to be one woman. It's not going to be 2. It's going to be whatever my heart desire, because the Lord is going to give us our heart desire in the kingdom. You know, a woman, she's going to have whatever her heart desire. That's not talking about she's going to have another man, because we're going to still follow it, because the law is going to be written in us. That woman is going to only have eyes for me. Whatever I lost on this side in the kingdom, they're going to only have eyes for me. Then when I get in the kingdom, I'm going to be able to enjoy my kids, man. My sons, my daughters. We're going to be able to travel to a whole nother planet, and I might name it the planet Gabar. Or I might have a whole country like America in his mind. And my brother Yarmayan might have another country in that planet, and it's called the Yarmayan country. Whatever it is, you know, and our family is going to be going and seeing each other. And then when the feast day come, we're going to come right back to this earth and do the feast days, man. People mind cannot, they only stuck in their city. They're only stuck in this plane. They're not thinking of traveling from the 3rd and 4th dimension. They're not thinking about going to the other mansions, man. You know, Yahweh Shai coming, man. What did May say? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Man, we need the Lord to come back, because this shit is not living. This is not it, man. You know, see your family suffer, you know, pain from your family. Our health is not the way it is. You know, your kids, they can't just go out and play knowing somebody is thinking or plotting on your daughters. You know, this is not living, man. Everything that's not of this truth is in most cases against us. So again, Lord willing, this is edifying. Lord willing, we can do it again. You know, keep pressing towards the mark. But with that, I want to give all praises to the one true power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahushai. And definitely a double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well through the Spirit, Lord willing, that they continue to endure and be sincere. In a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered 4 corners of the earth, in the same Spirit, teaching this word and believing this word. Lord willing, you can endure and be sincere. Shalom to the Akwat Yum that are believers of this faith and this truth. Lord willing, that you can continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. And Lord willing, the Most High have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. With that, shalom.